Hi traders, welcome to my video on the ADX Buy Sell Indicator. So I have this indicator installed here on my MT4 MetaTrader 4 trading platform. This is a Euro Dollar 4-hour chart. I'm going to show you a simple strategy that you can use with this indicator to capture moves like this one for over 850 pips. So this is a 4-hour Euro Dollar chart. I prefer the longer term chart timeframes just because they contain more price action, and therefore I find signals tend to be more reliable. That applies to using technical indicators and price action analysis, support resistance, trend lines, candlestick patterns, so on and so forth. Okay, you can use this strategy on any trading instrument, so Forex, stocks, cryptos, commodities, indices, etc., and any chart time frame. So the indicator will basically display these arrows based on the ADX indicator. If I just place the ADX indicator onto the chart as well, you can see there below the chart we have the ADX. So basically the indicator will display a red arrow when the ADX indicator crosses in a bearish scenario. So that's when the red line crosses above the green line, and it will display a blue arrow when it crosses in the opposite direction. So the green line crossing the red to suggest a bullish scenario. One thing it doesn't take into account, which I think is quite important, is this line of the ADX, okay? This shows you the momentum of a trend. Okay, so generally speaking, the higher this line is, the higher the momentum. You can see here where this trend is picking up momentum, the ADX is increasing in value, okay? So that shows us that there's a strong trend, whereas when the market is more in a consolidation phase like here, okay, this ADX line is quite low. And I also add the 20 level to the ADX when I use it, just simply to tell myself that when this line of the ADX is below 20, the market is ranging and consolidating. When it's above, there might be momentum picking up. Another thing that the indicator does not show from an ADX perspective is divergence. So you can see when the ADX is making lower highs here, the market is falling. However, sorry, when the ADX is showing divergence to the downside here, it means that the trend momentum is perhaps slowing down. That's what I meant to say. You can see here, so the trend starts to lose power and there's a reversal there. This would have helped us perhaps if we were thinking of selling around here. You probably wouldn't want to sell after a move down like that anyway, but just by checking the ADX, not only does it cross over in opposite direction, but this divergence to the downside shows that the trend is slowing down. Okay, so that's another thing to look for. So how I would trade with the ADX buy sell indicator is I'm not going to buy and sell every time there's an arrow. If I just zoom in, you can see them clearer. Okay, I won't buy and sell every time there's an arrow or every time the ADX crosses. If you do that, you're just going to get whipsawed in and out of the market. Okay, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for a breakout trend like this. You can see here clearly there's a consolidated market here, and then looking at that, you can see there's a clear trend breakout. Okay, and then when that happens, you can wait for a pullback. We just draw lines to show you the breakout. So as I said, this is a 4-hour chart, so you'll find that when you're drawing your trend lines, your support, your resistance, they tend to be quite reliable. Obviously, they can be open to interpretation where you draw them, but they are quite reliable because they just contain more price data compared to, say, trying to draw this on a 1 minute or 5-minute chart. I'm not sure why we want to scalp a few pips on the lower term chart timeframes when we can just capture big moves like these for hundreds of pips. Trading smart, not hard, and less time chart watching as well. So we have a breakout of this support, price reach resistance, breakout of this support line, and then we were into this downtrend. Okay, we had the red arrow there, but as I said, we don't jump in straight away. Instead, we can wait for a pullback. Okay, you can argue that this level of support here was quite strong, a big breakout candle there to the downside. Okay, had your 3-bar reversal pattern there. Bearish, bullish, bearish. Okay, and another pullback here. Breakout there, market's making lower highs, so we're in a downtrend. Another pullback here, so this level of support, and once that's broken, a big drop to the downside as well. All good entries into this trend at an early stage if you're late to the party. This is actually an NFP non-farms payroll first Friday of the month candle. Hence that big move you see there. We could have used the momentum to hop in there. Okay, pullback, breakout. This support then becomes resistance around here. So we can enter on the breakout, you can enter on the pullback. Arrow is still red from the ADX Buy Sell Indicator. Okay, and this is the important thing to stay out of trouble. I'm not going to take the blue or the buy signals in a downtrend. Okay, I can see that the market is clearly making lower highs. We're going to ignore buy signals in this instance, okay, because I'm trend trading. We want to capture big moves, trade with the trend. The trend is your friend, as they say, and that way when we get into a good trend like this, we can make hundreds of pips without needing to take multiple losses. Obviously losses are a normal part of trading, but that's why money management is so important. So on this breakout trade here, let's just say you took this one, stop loss above the high, above a recent high, so around 15 pips. Okay, and if we just zoom out from here, price actually fell around 800 pips. Of course, when nobody's going to exit perfectly there. Instead, what I would do is I put my stop loss above this high, and then as price fell, I move the stop loss to break even. Okay, and then as it falls again, I just move the stop loss above the recent highs all the way down just to lock in profit. And then when price turns around, you can see it starts to make these higher lows here. You can either exit manually or be taken out by the trailing stop. Okay, and then you can either re-enter. You see we have a red arrow there, so you could re-enter on this breakout. You've got a nice M pattern formation, this breakout here, or wait for the trend to continue. Then there'll be another pullback. As you can see here, pullback and a red arrow again and on the breakout there. So not taking the arrows. There's a few things with the arrows. So I'm not taking them if they're against the trend. We're in a downtrend, so I'm only going to look for the red arrows. I'm not going to enter as soon as there is an arrow. I'm going to wait for a breakout of support in the direction of a downtrend, or an uptrend, it would be a breakout resistance, but I'll show you some examples for that in a minute. Another thing you can look for, as I said before on this ADX, is the power of the trend, the momentum. So for example, I'm not sure why you would, but if you've seen this big move down here and you got excited and you wanted to sell at the bottom of this candle, okay, you may look at this and say, well, that's perhaps a peak of that move, okay, and you don't want to sell at the low, okay. Instead, you can wait for a pullback. That's another thing this line can help show you areas of pullback as well. You see as it drops here, that signals a pullback, okay, because the trend's losing momentum, and then the market's quiet and you can look to enter on a breakout. Then obviously don't sell too low. I'm going to sell around the low after a move like this, okay. You can risk getting caught in a bear trap, and you can, of course, as I said, re-enter later on in the trend, pullback, breakout. This level of support actually becomes resistance. You can see there as well. Okay, so that's shorting. If we have a look at going long, we can apply the same principles. Okay, support, higher lows. So we're in an uptrend. You've got your pullback and your breakout there. Blue arrow here because we're buying. Even here, arguably as well. See this blue arrow. Nice wedge formation, consolidation, and breakout to the upside. Yeah, price did come down to around this level, but continued because perhaps this area of resistance traders were actually keeping an eye on as well. So yeah, that's a way to trade it in a long market as well. So you've got your support, higher lows, pullback, blue arrow, breakout. Okay. Stop loss again, I'm placing below the lows. So this breakout just below this low here around 20 pips, which is really good for the 4-hour chart. Profit potential over 250 pips on this trade. Move stop loss to break even and then just trail it below the lows on the way up. And lock in as much of the trade as possible and can perhaps exit manually when we start seeing a reversal with lower highs in the opposite direction. Consolidation, and you can of course close part of the position on the way up if you want to bank some pips, like close a quarter or a half and let the rest of the position run. So that's my interpretation of the ADX Buy Sell Indicator. I'm going to use it for trend trading. You can keep an eye on the actual ADX indicator itself. I have programmed, in fact, an EA based on the ADX indicator. You can find on my website. It will basically, it can trade based on the crossovers and the trend strength as well. Give you, or send you signals. Perhaps if you want a signal when there's an ADX crossover, just to notify you that there's a potential trend forming. Okay, don't forget, have good trading discipline. Have a plan, stick to it. Don't let fear, anger, and greed cloud your trading decisions. Don't revenge trade, don't overtrade, don't get fear of missing out. And make sure you practice on demo account to begin with. Hopefully you found something useful in this video. I do appreciate you watching. If you can like and subscribe on my channel, that would be great. And I hope to catch you on the next one. Take care.